Look around. Really look. Millions of people moving, walking, working, talking, but not thinking. They wake up. Follow instructions. Repeat the same day again. And they call this life. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not living. They are being lived. Since childhood, they told you a story, a comfortable lie. They said intelligence is a number, a test score, a diploma on the wall. But the people who truly control the world rarely win those games. School measures memory. Society rewards obedience. But power does not come from memory. Power comes from perception. The ability to see the game while others believe there is no game at all. The world is not random. It is structured. Invisible hierarchies, hidden incentives, unspoken rules. Some people follow them. Some people bend them. And a rare few rewrite them entirely. There is a ladder, a hidden ladder of intelligence. 7 levels, 7 awakenings. Most people never leave the first step. But once you see the ladder, you can never unsee it. And now the mirror is in front of you. Uncomfortable, brutal, honest. The question is simple. Not how smart you are, but where you stand on the hierarchy of minds. This is the first level, the most crowded one. The sleepers. They are everywhere. In offices, in trains, in cities. They walk, they talk, but something inside them is turned off. A sleeper is not stupid. Some of them are doctors. Some are engineers. Some have impressive degrees. But intelligence at this level is purely reactive. Life happens to them. They never happen to life. The alarm rings. They wake up. The boss speaks. They obey. The news anchor talks. They believe. The advertisement flashes. They buy. And they call these decisions their own. Ask them why they believe something. Most cannot answer. They repeat headlines, echo opinions, borrow beliefs. The sleeper does not think. He stores information and then plays it back when the world asks for it. Freedom terrifies the sleeper, not because it is dangerous, but because it requires thought, responsibility, choice. The sleeper does not want freedom. He wants instructions. If you can see this, you are already different. Most sleepers would never notice, but awareness is the first crack in the illusion. If something inside you just woke up, type 1, word below. Awake, a small signal. A quiet confirmation that you see it too. When a sleeper wakes up, he does not become wise. He becomes loud. This is the second level. The mimic. The mimic has discovered something important. The world is a game, and intelligence is currency. The mimic wants to look smart. He uses big words, quotes philosophers, mentions books he never finished. He performs intelligence, because to him, knowledge is not a tool. It is a costume. The mimic borrows identities. Today, he is a philosopher. Tomorrow, a revolutionary. Next week, an expert. But beneath the mask, there is nothing stable. Only the fear of being ordinary. The mimic reads summaries, not the books. Headlines, not the arguments. He memorizes positions, but he cannot create them, because creation requires solitude. And the mimic is addicted to applause. Challenge a mimic. Ask him to solve a new problem. Watch carefully. The confidence fades. The voice rises. The anger appears. because parrots can repeat words, but they cannot think. Level 2 feels powerful. You think you are awake. You look at the sleepers and laugh, but you are still trapped, just in a different illusion. The real awakening comes later, when you stop trying to look smart and start asking what actually works. Eventually, something changes. The applause stops meaning anything. Looking smart feels empty. This is the moment you enter level 3. The calculator. The calculator no longer cares about appearing intelligent. He cares about results. He studies incentives, desires, fear, power, not philosophy, but leverage. He watches the system, the office, the hierarchy, and he understands something simple. Hard work is not the real game. The real game is positioning. Machiavelli said a prince must be two animals, the lion and the fox. At level 3, you become the fox. You see traps. You see motives. You see games others never notice. The calculator does not fight everyone. He observes. He waits. He chooses who to flatter, who to ignore, when to speak, when to disappear. But there is a cost. The calculator wins games. He climbs ladders. He earns money. But slowly something changes. Everyone becomes a transaction. And the world starts to feel very cold. Eventually, the calculator learns a painful truth. Winning small games does not make you free. You are still inside the system, still reacting, still adjusting to rules someone else designed. Look carefully. The office, the markets, politics, social media. Everyone is fighting for position. But almost no one asks the real question. Who built the arena? This is level 4. The operator, the lion. The operator does not just calculate, he acts. He decides. He moves the pieces instead of studying them. People follow operators, not because they are manipulated, but because they are decisive. In a world of hesitation, clarity feels like power. And courage is magnetic, but leadership has a price. The operator stands in the front. He takes the credit, but he also takes the blame. When storms arrive, they hit him first. If this perspective changed something inside your mind, let the idea travel. Pass it forward. Someone else might be ready to see the game for the first time. The operator commands, leads, fights, wins battles. But eventually even the lion discovers something strange. Direct power creates resistance. Push someone, they push back. Command someone, they resent you. Force creates friction, and friction wastes power. This is where a new form of intelligence appears. Level 5. The puppeteer. The puppeteer does not command. He influences. He understands human psychology, desire, fear, identity. Instead of forcing people, he designs situations where they choose exactly what he wanted. But influence has a hidden cost. To guide everyone, you must become many things: friend, advisor, ally, stranger. And slowly the masks replace the face. The puppeteer moves the world from the shadows. But he also becomes a ghost, watching humanity from a distance, predicting everyone, trusting no one. Most people think the puppeteer is the highest level. Control from the shadows. Influence without visibility. It sounds like ultimate power, but it is not, because the puppeteer is still playing the game. He still moves pieces, still reacts to the board, still calculates every possibility. But the true master does something different. He does not play the game. He builds the casino. This is level 6. The architect. The architect does not manipulate people. He designs environments, rules, systems, structures that shape behavior before people even realize it. If you want people to walk somewhere, you do not ask them. You do not force them. You build a hallway. Humans follow structures more than instructions. While the fox tries to steal grapes, and the lion fights for the basket, and the puppeteer convinces someone to hand them over. The architect owns the vineyard. Architects study everything: psychology, economics, history, technology. Because systems are built where disciplines intersect, the architect is rare, extremely rare. Maybe one in millions. Because this level requires something most people cannot do. You must abandon personal glory and fall in love with structure. History remembers kings, generals, warriors. But look deeper. Behind every war there was someone who designed the conditions that made the war inevitable. Architects do not argue online. They do not fight every battle, because they understand a deeper principle. If you design the environment, the arguments take care of themselves. Think about platforms, markets, institutions, algorithms. They do not tell you what to think. They shape what is possible to think. The architect does not control people. He controls the pathways. And humans almost always walk the path that already exists. But even the architect has a limitation. He is still attached to his creation, his systems, his legacy. And attachment is the final chain of power. There is one level above the architect. A level few even imagine. Because it requires something radical. Not more control, not more intelligence, but subtraction. Level 7 is the void. The final stage of intelligence. Here you stop being the player. You stop being the designer. You stop needing the game at all. The void owns nothing, but possesses everything. Because nothing can be taken from a man who desires nothing. You cannot threaten the void. He has nothing to lose. You cannot bribe him. He wants nothing you offer. You cannot manipulate him. His ego is already gone. From this height, the fox looks clever. The lion looks powerful. The puppeteer looks dangerous. The architect looks brilliant. But all of them are still playing inside the illusion. The void does not reject power. He simply is not owned by it. He can step into the game whenever necessary. Lead an army, negotiate a deal, build a system, and then step back into silence. Now, the mirror is in front of you. Not a comfortable mirror, an honest one. Look carefully. Where do you stand? Are you the sleeper drifting through life? Are you the mimic performing intelligence, collecting opinions, repeating ideas that sound impressive but change nothing? Are you the calculator smart, strategic, winning deals, climbing ladders, but still trapped inside the system? Maybe you are the operator, the lion, maybe the puppeteer in the shadows. Maybe even an architect building systems others live inside. Or maybe you are beginning to see the final truth, that the greatest power is not controlling others, it is mastering yourself. If this journey opened your eyes, stay close. More lessons lie ahead. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and do not miss the next step into the deeper layers of power.